Folks, it's time. We got all of our painting done, and I see I already got a couple of nicks in my paint. That's really nice. In there too. Oh well, not gonna be perfect, but anyway, it's time to get our back box all done on the inside so we can start putting our brackets in for all of our boards and our transformer and that. If you remember, we pulled all the aluminum ground plane out of it because it was all rotted and getting really bad. That one on that side I left in. It's just kind of rotted there along the bottom and corroded and gone, but excuse me, but we can still carry our ground plane up through with that one. There's nothing really on that side. That hole there was just, that's for the latch for the front door. The light panel here with our displays and everything in it, this doesn't have an actual door like the Sinbad does. So what we're gonna do is we gotta put in our ground plane on this one. We need the back done and the side done where the transformer and that goes. If I'm not mistaken, there was one, they had it on here too, but I'm not going to worry too much about it because there's nothing on there. The only thing that was on there was the instructions on how to set up your MPU, and all that stuff was up on there, and it was totally gone. But we do have our ground plane up here so we can carry it all the way around. Alright, what I'm using is aluminum flashing. 20-inch wide, 10-foot, so we got plenty there to do. This flashing is used on sidewalls, valleys, foundations, above doors, and anything. And that doesn't say anything about using it for pinball machines, but we're going to use it for a pinball machine. This is just a little bit heavier than this. You can see this is really thin. And here we're just a little bit thicker, which is fine. But what we have to do first is we got to get our side in first, because our back panel fits right over top of it. There's a lip down here that kind of picks everything up, but like I said, we're not going to worry too much about this side. We'll get this side done. I'm only 20 inches wide. I want one that's 23, so I cut out a pretty big hunk. You can see laying there on the floor. 7.5 inches wide. We'll put a 1/2 inch lip on it down here to cover, and then put this angle in and then up. So when we do put our back panel in, it'll cover that, and it'll help pick up the ground. Because these boards are grounded usually with this ground plane. I call it a ground plane, whatever you want to call it. And then you have your ground wire that runs all the way around it, picking everything up. So when you put your panel, when you put your boards in on your brackets, it's picking up the ground off of this panel that's down inside. So we have to have that in, unless you want to run a bunch of wires. Plus it'll look better once that's all covered up. So what I'm doing is I have my 23 inches long and my 7.5 inches, and I'm just using a nice little pair of tin snips, because it cuts and doesn't leave too much of a wrinkle. You can kind of work at it a little bit and keep the wrinkle out of it. But once we get this cut, we got to put our angles on there, and I'll show you how I'm gonna put the angles on it, so it'll sit down in just like that one over there. So let me get this cut out, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. I got my 7.5 inch piece cut out that I wanted to. Now the first bend we're going to make is going to be up 1 3/4 inches. We'll go up 1 3/4 inches, and then when we come down, we'll have another 1/2 inch bend here that'll lay down on the inside. So let's see here. So what I'm gonna do, take my Sharpie, I'm gonna go with 1 3/4 there, and 1 3/4 up here. And then I'm gonna kind of make my own break here. Gonna get this out here on the edge, and we're gonna clamp our straight edge down to it. Right on our 1 3/4 inches. Let's see, how do I want to do that? No, I want to go the other way. I want to be up on the other side of the... Bring that out here so we can... Go. Get that moved in there a little bit. And now all we're going to do is see if we can't get us a nice straight bend. Not going to have to be perfect, because when we staple it down, not too bad. Alright, now we need a 1/2 inch. That's the one that's going to be fun. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's going to see it. The only ones that are going to know about it are you and whoever else goes in the back cabinet. We want a 1/2 inch lip. Down in there. This is going to be the hard one, trying to keep it where it belongs while you're trying to bend it. Yeah, I know. I have a metal brake over there, but no place to set it up right at the moment. So hopefully this is going to work out for us. Now the fun part is trying to bend that little lip. What's nice about aluminum is it bends fairly easy, so now we can take it over and see if it's how it's gonna fit. I know there's one more bend we'll have to make on one of these corners. Let me take a peek and see which one it is, and I can get it going. Let me get you. Okay, you can see up here in the corner, we need to cut a little bit out. I have to cut a little bit out of our corner here and bend that one up. So we want I'm going to have to eyeball this. So we will, let's see, you can probably see down on it better than me. Let's cut that off right there. Okay, got our corner cut out. And that'll go up in there like so. And we scoot that all the way up to there. And I do believe it's going to be in pretty good shape with our nice little ground plane here. Let's see, I probably could have come up just a little bit further. I don't think I can fudge. Well, yeah, I can. Fudge it a little bit. But yeah, now all I need to do is get that stapled in. I'm going to use just my regular staple gun. Hope like hell it'll shoot through the aluminum and the wood. I know it'll go into the wood just fine, but I got 5/16 staples I'm going to use. And we'll get that stapled down in, and then we can put our big back one in. So I'll get you set up, and let's see if we can't get this stapled in. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I want it up as far as I can. May have to take my hammer then and tap them in a little bit. There, that one went. That's better. You know, and this is how they were all held in anyway, is with staples. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. And our little ground strap here, we can get it stapled up once I clean some of the paint off of it. Okay, now we're ready to do our bottom. Get this big sheet done. Get this bottom measured. And we'll see what we need. I think about 25. 25. Just so happens, there's a 25. Let's see. Okay, that's one of the one of the wire taters is what I call them. Let's get this corner. Looks like, yep, it's okay. That corner. There. Off a little bit. Not quite squared up, but let me. There. Now we're ready for our brackets. For our mounting brackets for our board set. Alright, let me get that stuff rounded up now. I'll get some of this crap put away, and then we can start working on getting our board set brackets in. Alright, now we're all ready for our brackets. You can see I have all our brackets laid out there and there. We got our, these are our 4 boards that we need to put in. And the first one up in the top is going to be our solenoid driver board. Now you can, you know, from what I've been thinking about this, you know, you can, what's the easiest way of putting these in and getting them lined up so the board fits? Well, the easiest I have come up with is we are going to install these on our board. Get Come on, little pin, where are you? There you are. There, screw hole down and screw hole up. Screw it all up. There. And now all we have to do is set this where we want it. Kind of make sure the screw hole there is lined up. Move him over. We'll get him lined up, and now all we have to do is shoot some screws in 4 holes, and that'll hold our board in. And we just have to do the same with the rest of them. Okay. one step closer. Got all of our mounts in. You can see I got the transformer and rectifier board mounted. So that's ready. My God, we're getting closer. Now I can set this up on the machine and get it bolted down. And then we got to start working on the light panel that holds our displays and all of our lights. So let me get this put back up on the machine and bolted down. There's our cage. That'll screw right on down, and by God, it'll be safe again. I think our soundboard we could have moved up a little bit or whatever, but it'll be all right. Nothing about this machine's going to be stock anyway. Well, the wood. Alright, I got our ground clamps, or ground straps put in too, up top here and there. I got that one stapled down. So now once I get this put up in, we'll check and make sure our ground is, it's making contact all the way through once I get it put on the machine. It's kind of hard. Well, we can do it now, I guess. What the hell. Not doing anything else. I'm just standing around looking at it anyway. Might as well, we can do this, I guess. Okay, where are we at? Yep, there. Turn that guy on. Oh, let's see there. Right there's where it screws in at the bottom. Now we should be able to touch that, and looky there. What do you know about that? Oops, missed. Actually did something right. Cool. Alright, so our ground is good. We got that tested out. That should take care of that. I know a lot of this too is to kind of keep interference, I guess. With that big ground plane and all the aluminum throughout the whole cabinet. Wouldn't that kind of help with some interference too? With like radio waves or whatever, or am I just talking out the wrong end of my body? But anyway, our ground is good. All of our mounts are good. So let me get this up top and put on, and then we can start working on our light panel. Yeah, now doesn't this look like fun? Trying to figure out where all this mess goes. If I'm not mistaken, I think I have some pictures. I hope I took pictures. It's not going to be too bad. I left all the wire tamers on so we can kind of match them up where they go. I kind of got, this one started there, but then that one I think has to come all the way down to here. Where does it go across? Oh man. And then we gotta figure out where our lights are. Where our lights get soldered to. Some of them I can tell by like this one. I know that one gets soldered to. You know, it's been a while since I pulled this apart. This has probably been 2 months. And I know those two get soldered too. You see, we have wires that have to solder down for our backboard lights. But let me, this I didn't think it was going to be that much fun, but looks like we're going to have some fun. Because I had to take this wiring harness off. Because I had to wash it. I mean, it was really bad. But it's all cleaned up now anyway. Looks decent. So let me start playing around here and see if I can't figure out where all this stuff goes.